Welcome to 30-Second Chances, where we ask deep, contemplative questions and provide far too little time to formulate thoughtful, reflective answers. My guest today is Fulcrum Acoustic's Stephen Siegel. Stephen, how are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you very much. All right, you know the drill, 30 seconds on the clock, and then on to the next question. Are you ready?
No.
Good. Question number one. Describe your job to a 5-year-old.
To a 5-year-old. I run a company that designs and manufactures loudspeakers for entertainment and performance venues. Does that work for a 5-year-old?
That was like a lot of 50-cent words for a 5-year-old. I mean, manufacture, entertainment. Ooh.
We build speakers that get really loud.
There you go. Now you're on to something. Okay, cool. All right, next question. What's the one thing you wish someone had told you before you started your career?
Don't start your own company.
Oh boy, can I relate.
You know, it's one of those, if I knew then what I know now kind of things.
Yeah, we'd all be just taking other people's money instead, right? No, it's really true, man. It's one of those things where you have no idea what you're getting into until you actually are knee deep in it and can't get out.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, all kidding aside, it's been quite the journey, and learned so much along the way that literally I look back on it and realize how much I didn't know when we started this.
Okay, next question. Tell me about an irrational fear or strange belief you had as a small child.
An irrational fear or strange belief. Probably that at some point in my life, somebody would be peppering me with random questions and giving me only 30 seconds to respond.
Oh, come on now. You mean you've been anticipating
I guess it
this
turned out
day
to be
since...
not all that irrational.
Well, yeah, but I don't know that you've been anticipating this day since you were a small child. But you know, I'm complimented to think so. All right, next question. What's the most unusual gig or job you've ever had?
Let's see, the most unusual. That I can talk about to a general audience.
No holds barred.
Probably back in my consulting days when we were involved in a community noise issue that stemmed from a motorcycle bar that catered to a gay clientele, and the noise from within was causing complaints by the neighbors, and involved going in and
Oh, we're
doing
going to stop it right there.
measurements
Next question. Next question. You're about to be sent back in time 600 years to medieval times. It's a one-way journey. You will not return. What 3 items will you take with you to help you survive or barter with?
Wow, that's an eclectic question. Survival, certainly something with, you know, music, and so, you know, a smartphone or something, even though it would be mostly useless, but that has all music on it, so you could actually listen to music. Probably do a lot of damage with such a forward-looking tool to folks, you know, 600 years ago, and maybe barter for all sorts of things. So that would probably be the top of my list. Was I supposed to name more than one?
Well, there were supposed to be 3, but I think you've run out of time, so we'll just let you be burned at the stake with that phone instead. Next question. You just stepped out of the shower this morning.
A fitting demise.
All right, next question. You just stepped out of the shower this morning and you've discovered that every item of clothing you own has shrunken to Barbie-sized proportions. What's your next move?
I guess I come to work wearing just my bath towel.
What if that shrunk too?
Well, you said article of clothing, so I would take exception that a towel's not an article of clothing. But I guess I'd go online, I'd dial up Amazon, and I'd wait a day for some stuff to arrive.
Yeah, okay. I guess you need like delivery before noon or something like that, right?
Yeah, while still dark, yeah.
All right, next question. Tell me about a memorable prank you've pulled, been on the receiving end of, or even just heard about.
A memorable prank. Well, back in my college days, because that's when these things tend to happen, right? There was a practical joke week within the group of folks that I lived in. So there were a number of pranks, and I'm not sure which one was the most memorable. It might have been one of the guys complaining that there was a hair on his soap. So he took his soap and took it to the barber shop and completely coated it with hair and placed it back on the soap dish. Or it could have been taking a number of cinder blocks from the construction site across the street and just bricking him in his room.
Nice, nice. Probably the same guy in both cases. All right, that concludes our regularly scheduled questions. I'm now going to put 30 seconds back on the clock and allow you to either answer for me a question you wish I had asked you, ask me a question, shamelessly plug something, pontificate on life in general, whatever you like. 30 seconds, it's all yours. Go.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question. What's the most unanticipated answer to a 30-second chances question that you've ever gotten?
Ooh. Ooh, that's a tough one. Um, well, I did mention earlier before we rolled camera here that my dear friend Robert Scoville decided to give me all half second to 1 second answers to all of the questions. And that was definitely unanticipated, not only because we had 28 seconds to play with, but also because his answers were incredibly succinct, as if he'd almost rehearsed them or something. So, cheers to you, Scobie. All right, Steven Siegel, thank you for being my guest. It's been a pleasure.
Great to see you, Daniel.